Hi, I'm an Asian with albinism. Feel free to AMA. Hi everyone. I've been wanting to make a video talking about living with albinism, but I thought I would gather some more questions that people would like answered. I'm new to this, so sorry in advance if I get some things wrong. As proof, here is me in my natural state. What do you love most about yourself, and why? I think this is a really sweet question, and I really can't think of anything specific at the moment. I would like to think I'm resourceful and resilient. What kind of comments or questions do you normally get? It really depends on where I am. I grew up in a rural town in Asia, and I used to just get called Ghost a lot. Roll with it. Ghost is a pretty badass nickname in my opinion. Damn mad respect on you for posting this. Do you have any siblings? How's your relationship with your parents? Haha, thank you. I'm beginning to wonder if I should have. I do have siblings and I'm quite close to my parents. Do your siblings also have albinism? Nope, no one in my family does, so it was quite a surprise when I was born. I am black and was adopted at birth by an extremely caring white family. Have you ever felt like you don't fit in, regardless of being loved? Yes, and it is really hard to articulate to other people because sometimes it ends up sounding like you're ungrateful. Most honest sentence I've read in a long time. Which country do you live in, and do you experience any negativity due to culture or superstitions? I used to live in a small town in Asia, and there was quite a lot of superstition. Curses, condemnations upon my family, all that jazz. Of course, people also thought I must be half Caucasian, implying adultery on the part of my mother, which wasn't great in a traditional community either. I used to get called Ghost a lot, and when I walked on the streets, people who stare or glare, and children would often come up to me and point or even just touch my hair without asking when I was at a restaurant. I live in Europe now, and that has made things a lot easier because people stare a little more discreetly now. Are you in a relationship? What challenges does having albinism bring to a romantic relationship? I am. Besides self-image issues, which impacts all areas of life, being visually impaired means that my partner helps me with seeing steps on the sidewalks or uneven streets, etc. Is your vision affected at all? Yes, it is, sadly. I am registered as partially sighted and cannot drive. I have nystagmus, photosensitivity, astigmatism, the whole works. Damn. Didn't even know albinism affects vision. Yep, many people with albinism have some degree of visual impairment. Are your eyes blue? Amazing. They're blue-grayish? Thank you. Until I read this post, I always thought people with albinism had exclusively red eyes. Good to know. Seriously awesome looking eyes, by the way. A shame they don't work too well. Awesome AMA, and thanks for talking to us. Out of the top of your mind. 1. What's the most annoying consequence of your condition? 2. What's the best thing about it? 3. What do you wish people knew about albinos? 1. The low vision and sensitivity to light/the sun. I think albinism would have been a cool feature if it didn't also come with actual disabilities. 2. Being memorable, I think. Other aspects is that I think it helps make me more empathetic towards people because I realize that there may be things under the surface about them that I'm not aware of. 3. Please ask first before touching my hair/skin. It's really freaky when people do it without asking. I am a black dude currently living in Asia. I can totally relate to the people touching my hair and skin without asking. I have vitiligo, and I find my white spots get horribly sunburned in no time at all, even with max SPF sunscreen. I can imagine this being a daily battle for you, but obviously on much larger scale and to a deeper degree. What methods have worked for you? I feel your pain. I end up not going out much if I can help it. If I do, I make sure to reapply sunscreen every hour or so. Hats really help a lot. What have you tried? I'd love to learn any tips you have too. Reapplying every hour takes some serious diligence. Usually I shoot for every 2, but again my difficulties are of an order of magnitude less than yours. To be honest, limiting exposure time works best for me. It looks like neither of us will get the miracle solution we hoped for. Haha. There are times in full sun when I swear I can feel my skin. Actually, I've also found that I should avoid being on sand, snow, or on the water for extended periods since the reflected light seems to burn me twice as fast. Good luck and keep fighting the good fight. Has anyone mistake you for another ethnicity? If so, which ones? In Asia, some people thought I was Caucasian. Although, older people never seemed to make that mistake because they notice that my facial structure isn't Caucasian. In Western countries, I don't think I've ever been mistaken as anything but Asian. With Korean pop being really influential now, some people just think I'm a K-pop wannabe, and won't believe me when I say my hair is natural. Hey, some of these comments are a bit much. Thank you so much for doing this, AMA. You're providing an interesting view on the condition. I appreciate it. What would you say has been the most challenging part of dealing with albinism? When I was younger, I think it was looking different all the time. I remember feeling crestfallen when I'd look at photos with my friends and suddenly remembered that I stood out like a sore thumb. With age, I think the visual impairment really sucks. It limits a lot of things I can do, and not being able to enjoy the sun like many other people is also a bit annoying. If you drink alcohol, do you turn pink? I glow the most magnificent red. Hi. I actually know a girl with this same condition. She was adopted from China into the US. She said that her birth parents thought she was cursed and gave her away. My question is, while living in Asia, have you experienced any people avoiding you or mistreating you because of your condition? I hoped she found a loving family in the US. I think I was lucky in that I don't think any adults really mistreated me because of my albinism, but there was a lot of unsaid "oh, she will never amount to anything / is a burden" sort of vibes. I see that you already answered a question about your vision. Are there any other health challenges associated with albinism? I think most people mostly think of it as a cosmetic issue. It's mostly the vision and the extra sensitivity to sunburns and skin cancer. Of course, if you're my high school biology teacher, you would say one of the risks of having albinism is never getting married. Wow. I guess the biggest challenge is people being horrible human beings. Your blue eyes are beautiful. Many Asian pop stars use colored contacts to make their eyes look blue or purple. Have you experienced other Asian people being envious of your naturally blue eyes? Some girls have told me they wished they had my blue eyes when I was in school, but it wasn't a large number or anything. I think the whole colorful Asian pop stars hadn't affected my little town back then. What do you do for a living? I used to be a data specialist for a large professionals firm. Now, I've returned to do a master's. Sorry if that's a bit vague. I just don't know how private to be on the internet. Where, in media, have you seen yourself reflected? Do you think depictions of people with albinism are accurate? I feel like my own view is that albino people are rare, but I can't escape the notion that that view is enforced by a media that doesn't acknowledge albinism when, in truth, there's probably a much greater population of people with albinism. So, I've heard that people with albinism tend to be portrayed as evil in movies. However, I have not seen many people with albinism at all because I mostly watch cartoons / animated movies because I find them easier to watch due to my vision. I once watched Band of Brothers and totally misunderstood the plotline because I thought two different people were the same person the whole time. As for rarity in real life, I've only once met someone with albinism. It was a little girl with her grandma at a restaurant. The grandma looked at me like I was a gift from God because I think she was really afraid something was wrong with her granddaughter. We spoke different languages, I understood hers to some degree, and she asked if it hurt when I was in the sun. I said it did, and you could see the relief wash over her. I suppose it really helps to realize her granddaughter is not alone. Favorite ice cream flavor? Mint chocolate chip. Or hazelnut? Mint chocolate chip is the correct answer. It's a bit cliche, but your dream. What's something you really want? This is going to be boring, but I'd really like to have normal eyesight. I remember dreaming about being able to see the whiteboard from my seat when I was in school. Ah. Damn, is there a way it could be improved? Surgery? Or I don't know. Sadly, science has advanced far enough for what I have, but maybe it will one day. I can't wait to be able to see houses in the countryside on train rides.